Hello, it's me again. The one thing I wish I was taught when I was younger, I'm 30 right now, was being able to handle when it comes to racial tension. And I figured it out. I found good figures to look up to, and the reason why I believe Blacks, Hispanics, and those who do not pass the caramel, peach, or milk light skin complexion, the reason why I believe they should hold on to love is because they can still make a positive difference. Excuse me, I'm rearranging to show you what I have. A positive difference in people's lives and be a force for good and gain and build new friendships. Now, let's see. Well, that's interesting. My camera won't allow me to turn it around, so I'm gonna have to do this the hard way. If there ever comes a time where you feel like giving in, I don't want you to become bitter. I want the relationship between white and black still to remain strong. So, here we go. Martin Luther King was a man and Coretta Scott King was a woman who were both married and were forces for good. And despite being mistreated, they still wanted to maintain a good relationship between whites and blacks. And yes, they wanted to be a bridge, but also to stop the mistreatment of being treated like second class. But he also stated, which I bet you already know, I wanted a man to not be defined by the content of his skin, but rephrase that, sorry. I don't want a man to be defined by the color of his skin, but by the contents of his character. And Coretta Scott King was an LGBTQ supporter. Excuse me, I'm shaking the camera again. And there's another person I want to introduce you to. Princess Diana. Now, why am I showing you her? She was a white person who wanted to do some good and be the new Queen of Hearts, and she cared about the man on the corner. She wanted to help out the people in distress. Black, white, she wanted to be a force for good. There are good white people in this world. Shaking again, excuse me. And when a black person and a white person come together, like if Coretta Scott King and Lady Diana if they ever did meet, I'm pretty sure they would have done great things together. Lady Diana met Mother Teresa, that's what I know for sure. But I know when good people come together, good things can happen. A brotherhood can be made, a bridge. And when someone comes along and tries to divide the people and burn that bridge, you gotta hold on tight. You can't give in and say, hey, I have a black friend who's good, nice, and decent, or I have a white friend that's good and nice and decent. The one thing I would advise, I too have had my experiences of deviance when hanging out with some of my white counterparts, but I have run into some good relationships with some of my white counterparts, and I run into good relationships with my black counterparts as well. So each race has its own each set of kind of folks. There's good, there's kind, and then there's mean and nasty. You just got to figure out which ones to hold on to and which ones to stay away from. My English teacher once said, stay away from the mean ones. Stay away from the mean people. There are nice, good people in the Black community. There are nice and good people in the white community, Mexican, Indian, Asian, Italian, and so on. Gotta find them. The majority now is becoming the minority. And there's another person I want to show you. His name is Oskar Schindler. Now, the untold account of his life, wartime activities, and the true story behind the list. They did make a movie behind him called Schindler's List. Excuse me. And he's the one that saved Jews from being sent to the concentration camps. Now, why I said bring this up is that the majority is becoming minority and the minority is becoming the majority. Whites used to be the majority, now they're becoming the minority. If there ever comes a time where something bad happens to the white community, we need Oskar Schindler, another person. We need another Schindler. You can be black, you can be white, you can be female, you can be male, you can be transgender. It doesn't have to be a certain way, but despite being mistreated badly, the world still needs love. And I'm telling the truth when I say I've run into good white folk. Despite yes, racism or mistreatment or second-class treatment, there have been good white folk I come to hold dear, very much so. And if time does come where they're in trouble and the new version or any form of genocide of white folk were to happen, I would want to get them out of here. I would want to be the new Oskar Schindler, and I would encourage you to be the new Oskar Schindler. Now, I know that's kind of random and off topic, but times are changing, not just global warming and the heat and the temperature, but we as a civilization are changing when it comes to race. And I've wanted to use the internet as a way to encourage people to do good and instill hope. Sorry, my camera's shaking again. And to do good, save lives, have hope. Don't go down the bitterness road. Don't go down the road of hatred. Go down by being a force for love and good and forgiveness, and to help out and save humanity. And that's what I'm hoping for by this video. Peace out. Thank you for watching.